are going to look like?
It's tough because like people have been changing teams here. It's starting to feel like if your team hasn't done something yet, that you'd be a little nervous, right? Because UFA crop's not amazing. Marchand, Ehlers.
Yeah.
There's only a few names out there that you want.
Also talk of still not letting go completely of Brock Besser.
Oh, really?
In Vancouver. That they'd still, like, in a perfect world, to try to get him signed. I just don't know if they're going to have the numbers deep enough that other teams may go. I heard the Leafs have interest in him. Minnesota, of course. There's a number of teams
too
that have. Edmonton wants Brock Besser.
Talk about nightmare fuel for Canucks fans. Fan favorite guy that was like slighted at the deadline and then ends up with their divisional rival and lights it up.
Legit,
the Oilers.
Legit 30-goal scorer.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, especially playing with a couple of those centers there, like he could really, two of the best passers of all time, passing it to him. He could shoot.
I'll just say like Besser, you're right. In a position like that, he needs to go to a good spot for him.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he can drive your team's offense.
He's so much like Toffoli to me.
Totally.
He's so much like Toffoli in his prime.
Yeah.
Where it's like a complimentary winger that can fire it in the net from anywhere, but can't
Put him
really
on a
drive.
good team, he'll
but
really
can't
help.
drive the play.
Which, we've seen
fine.
guys like Carter Verhaeghe or even Rodriguez or some of those guys, they can help.
As a reminder, this hour of Real Kipper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Also, Claude Giroux signing with the Ottawa Senators, a one-year deal. Yeah, this one struggled here. I think they were looking for the old Corey Perry type of contract. They settled in at $2 million, though.
Could earn up to 4.75 if he has a good enough year.
Games played or points?
Yeah. So that'll be an interesting one. I like that. I like Giroux. I like that he's in Ottawa. He seems content there. Lots going on around the league.
We didn't talk about the draft.
Oh, yeah. You guys want to do that, or should we go on with?
No, let's just stick with. I mean. Yeah, we'll save that towards the latter part of the show when we absolutely have exhausted everything.
Yeah, it was lean.
Okay, stop it.
All right.
Stop it.
Gulletson.
Ehlers.
Oh, Ehlers.
Ehlers.
Right, what do you got on Ehlers?
I think he made up his mind a while ago that he just does not want to finish his career in Winnipeg. So, L.A., Carolina, and I think Chicago is the third one I heard.
I want to ask you about Marner in LA. That seems to be, is that spot number 2?
They're under a ton of pressure to find a way to beat Edmonton.
LA
Put it that
needs
way.
some dynamic players. So Marner or Ehlers, sure.
Yes,
but
and Brock Besser, like they need goal scoring. They need help. I think if Marner finds himself still open July 1st at, 12 noon? Why wouldn't you listen to everything?
There was a report, I believe, from LeBrun.
Yeah.
That LA was looking to fly out July 1st, meet with Marner on July 2nd.
Yeah.
That this Vegas news might change that, but they are a team that has serious interest.
The only thing is to Sammy's point, I think between the state of New York and California, it doesn't bode well for tax dollars.
Not a fact.
No, it does.
Well, no, the commissioner says it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Not a fact.
I'd like to remind people that I mentioned to the commissioner on this show, too. Do you remember the answer?
Yeah, he scoffed. He just scoffed. Anything you challenge him on that has a bit of value that people talk about, he immediately gets defensive and he starts turning it. It's like, there's something here.
Okay, I'm sorry I mentioned that.
Aaron Ekblad just signed
California has tough state
$6
tax.
in a bag of peanuts for 8 years. It's like, oh, that's fine. No problem. Sorry.
All right.
What else?
We got Gulletson going back to Dallas.
Going back to Dallas.
I mean,
I've seen this scenario before.
That good. Eh?
No, it's just like you get rid of the perception is that Peter DeBoer was a hard ass and that we're going to bring in someone else that's more player friendly. Does it work? Does it not work? I mean, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But
these are the type of bets. Were I an owner hiring a GM or a coach, that I would make on a guy who has been a head coach multiple times. He spent 2 years in Calgary, 2 years in Dallas.
Yeah.
Above 500 in all places, made playoffs once. And has been an assistant coach on a team that's been in the Cup final the last couple of years. I think
7 years in Edmonton.
that's a pretty good resume for a guy who's been around the league and has an idea of what he wants to be. It's funny because when we were in our group chat talking about DeBoer and his success and all he does is take teams, go back and look at the start of his career in Gulletsen's, and it's like, yeah, DeBoer made the playoffs once in his first 7 years. These guys are like defensemen. Sometimes it takes a minute to find their voice and know who they are, so I like the bet.
I mean, look at the learning curve of Paul Maurice over his career.
Great example.
And once upon a time, he was the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And, like, nobody looked at him twice.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's regarded as one of the best coaches in the history of the game.
It is funny that he was a Leafs coach, and it's like,
Right? And in Winnipeg, of course, he had much more success.
Also the
and he
coach
was
of the Marlies for a year.
climbing the ladder, right? But then you hit it. Right place, right time.
yeah, right voice for the right roster. Anyway, we'll see if they can figure it out there. Boston did a bunch of stuff.
Geeky?
Morgan Geekie, 6 years, $33 million. They also signed Yoki Harju, Beecher, and DiPietro. Okay, the Bruins are going to be bad. Aye. All right, they're going to be bad.
Be nice.
And it's okay.
Would look good on him.
But it's okay.
Would look good on
They've
him.
had a lot of success.
Tons
a lot
and
of
tons
years,
since 2010.
a lot of playoff
they've
gates.
just won and won and won.
If they have to take one step back to take two forward, it's okay.
It's about time.
Okay.
It's about time. You know, it's just like they've been, like you said, like there's downswings with franchises. They've been around the playoffs for however many years. They've been really good
Legitimately
for a long
15 years.
Yes.
They've been probably one of the three winningest franchises.
time.
Yeah.
Or all of Marchand's
And
career.
Did you
yeah,
see the
Marchand's now that news trickles in that they might want to take a crack at him.
So they're not going to pay him.
His family's still there. They didn't go to Florida.
Marchand's family is.
Yeah.
Any chance? I just don't see any chance he goes back there. Their roster next year.
Well,
But why would they pay him what he wants now when they had a chance to pay him before and they didn't?
they wanted the first rounder, I guess. I don't know. Could you convince him? Oh, we loved you this whole time,
Yeah.
but we got a first
We
rounder
just
for
wanted
you.
to, now we're better. Right? You're still here, and we have a first.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, their D's all right. McAvoy, Lindholm, Zadorov, Lorai.
LA also wants a crack at Marchand too.
Yeah.
Who would?
I know.
LA is clearly like sitting on a wad of money being like, we need guys.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they
we're-
do. They do, and there's still that. As good as Kopitar is, he cannot be your top guy to try to beat
He's going to age out at some point here.
McDavid and company.
But
He
is,
might have a
is
year.
Marchand going to be that guy? I guess he just was with Florida. But
Yeah.
he was really good. Anyways. the draft.
Tarasenko traded to the Wild by the Red Wings. Oh,
He's
yeah.
hanging in there, isn't he?
Well, yeah, I think he had 33 points last year. He makes $4.75 million. Traded him for nothing. They got the future considerations back.
Old FCs. Okay, the draft was in
Okay.
Los Angeles. Kip, I
Yeah.
got the impression that you watched it.
I did.
I watched the first pick and then I watched this game.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, especially the technical part where the couple of teams got hung out to dry talking to their prospect. It's like
That's
2025. We can't figure out, I guess, a Zoom call line or,
Well,
it's
particularly-
technical. I get it. It's still
Doug
you're at the mercy.
McLean figures it out every
no,
Friday.
I'm not giving him a pass.
No? Okay,
no,
all right.
no. This is a
Okay, I'm trying.
big stage.
Yeah.
You got to have all
Yeah.
the wrinkles de-wrinkled if you want to do
Yeah.
it that way. And the league is probably just going to go, we didn't want to do it like this. But you did agree to do it like that, so you should do it right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's no world that anybody can justify that being a 4.5 hour show for one
So,
round.
Hold on now. So
Was it 4.5?
I turned on the TV at like 11 o'clock and it was still on. What? Is there not time limits on picks?